Breaking news. Just in the last half an hour, we have learned some new information about a deadly officer-involved shooting in Spring Hill. News Channel 5's Dan Kennedy in the 5 Alert Center. And it all started as a domestic call, Dan.
That's all the call was originally, into 911 asking for police officers with the Spring Hill Police Department to respond to a home on Weaver Farm Lane. One officer did around 11 o'clock last night, and that resulted in this officer-involved shooting. Here's where it happened. It kind of gives you an idea on this map of where this took place, near the Kings Creek Golf Club. I'm told when that single officer got on scene, he encountered this subject, as the TBI is referring to him as, the subject outside of this home. Something happened in that encounter, and we don't yet know the specifics, but it resulted in that officer firing his gun, striking this subject, who was then taken to the hospital and later pronounced dead by doctors. It was a very busy scene overnight, but you're looking here in the video that it is clear now. Spring Hill Police Department have wrapped up, but the TBI's investigation is only just beginning. The District Attorney of Murray County, Brent Cooper, has asked the TBI to get involved. The TBI special agents will be down there conducting interviews throughout the day, then turn over its findings, which could take weeks, even months, over to the District Attorney General, who will then decide what to do next with this. We don't yet know the man's name, but once we get that, including the police officer's name, who, by the way, is okay after all this, we'll pass it along on NewsChannel5.com. Amy.
Thank you, Dan. We have more breaking news now. 3 men are on the run this morning after an armed robbery turned into a shootout. It happened just before 3 this morning on Laurie Drive in Antioch. Those 3 men had black bandanas over their faces when they approached the victim in his car. At least one of those suspects was armed, so the victim fired in self-defense. The suspects ran away and fired back. Right now, we're working to learn if anyone was hurt. Call Metro Police if you have any information. Some heartbreaking new information this morning. The TDOT worker who was hit by a car while helping a stranded motorist has died. J.R. Rogers also worked as a football coach at Cheatham County High School. Late last night, the school tweeted, "We are grieving the loss of our coach and friend J.R. Rogers. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family and friends." The driver accused of hitting Rogers on Christmas Eve faces several charges. As soon as we learn more, we'll pass that along to you. And fire investigators are working to figure out what sparked a house fire. Happened a little after 10 on Free Silver Drive near Trinity Lane. The home is a total loss and no one was there at the time of the fire. Neighbors told our crew at the scene they don't think anyone was living there. And here's a twist. It turns out firefighters responded to another fire at this same address 2 years ago. As soon as we learn more, we'll pass it along. And happening now, the investigation continues after a young woman's body was found in a dump site. News Channel 5 attended a memorial service for Ashley Brown last night. We spoke with Ashley's mom, Julie, who tells us her family is feeling frustrated and is desperate for answers.
Something bad happened to my child. Something bad happened to her, and I can't imagine what the last 5 minutes of her life were like.
So far, investigators have yet to release the cause of death. Ashley went missing December 17th after stepping outside of a friend's apartment near Centennial Park and then never coming back inside. Her body was found 4 days later in a trash dump. If you saw Ashley after 4:30 a.m. on Saturday, December 17th, call police. New information about the officer-involved shooting in Marion County. We brought this to you as breaking news yesterday morning. The TBI is investigating the chase turned shootout turned crash that happened Tuesday near Whiteside. We're now told deputies answered 2 complaints by people saying a man was drunk and disorderly. Investigators say William Berner made threats against officers and sped towards them in his vehicle. That's when they opened fire. A chase ensued and the suspect crashed. The suspect died of his injuries. 3 people waking up behind bars in Kentucky accused of murdering a pizza delivery man during an attempted robbery. Jared Banta was killed Tuesday at an apartment complex in Frankfort. A woman and 2 juveniles are behind bars charged with the crime. Investigators believe they were meeting with Banta to buy marijuana when they robbed and shot him. Police believe it's possible more suspects are on the run right now. And a major new development here in the mid-state. Police believe a dozen recent carjackings are linked. It happened Tuesday night. 3 of them happened Tuesday in East Nashville alone. Investigators tell us 5 young men and a woman are targeting cars with a single person inside, then jumping in from all sides with guns drawn. Right now, police are urging you to stay vigilant in your vehicle. That means always be aware of your surroundings and lock your doors. New this morning, a Hopkinsville man is recovering after he was hit by a car. The Kentucky New Era snapped these photos at the scene yesterday. Police say Tony Curves was hit by a truck while crossing the road at 9th and Main Streets. 54-year-old was taken to the hospital after complaining of hip pain. It's unclear if the driver of the car will face any charges. We are just a few days away now from the new year, and 2017 is going to bring some new changes, some new laws to the volunteer state. For the first time, people between 18 and 20 years old will be allowed to get a handgun carry permit if they are active service members or a veteran. A new criminal law establishes a mandatory minimum sentence for people convicted of 3 or more charges of aggravated burglary or drug trafficking. And a change also coming to locally brewed alcohol. Breweries across the state will be allowed to make beer and hard cider with a higher alcohol content. And it turns out Tennessee's ban on snapping selfies at the ballot box is constitutional. That's according to the state attorney general, Herbert Slattery. Slattery says the ban does not violate voters' free speech rights and is reasonable because a polling place is not a public forum. The law aims to keep the voting process private and efficient.